Hello, hello, good morning on this beautiful Monday. I mean, on this beautiful day of Friday, the 31st of March. A wonderful day. Beautiful outside, and the greenery, the blue, is breathtakingly amazing. And I'm on my way out there. Once I finish this video, I'm building garden beds, um, fairly large garden beds. I have this cedar wood that I'm going to use to construct the beds, and they are so my beds are going to be probably uh, 6. I'm either thinking 6 by 12 or 3.5 by 12, um, and then I'm going to have one. I have 3, so I'm going to have 2 at that size, and then one for like watermelon and cantaloupe, so it's going to be like a little bit longer. But I have a bunch of food, man, growing for the first time. This is my first time gardening, and I figure what would be, you know, I always want to start off big, just because you learn so much, like either you can handle it or you can't, or how you can do your crafts, how better ways you can do it, and blah blah blah. And so I have I have a lot of stuff growing. I have sweet potatoes growing that I probably need to plant pretty soon once the bed is up. Um, I have cabbage, I have carrots, I have squash, I have green beans, I have broccoli, I have okra, um, I have red beans, white, pinto, and black beans. I have peppers, garlic, um, watermelon, cantaloupe, um, avocados, which I mean they're gonna have to really mature to produce, but um, and I need tomatoes. I really really need tomatoes. Uh, green beans, I think I said first. Sunflowers and some delphiniums. They're like these beautiful purple flowers um, that I'm just gonna like surround, uh, you know, around the patio or whatever. I wanted to make this video today because I'm forming a habit of doing this, of producing videos on the daily. So, which it really allows me to connect with spirit in such a way that I really just get to be uh, a vessel and speak of everything that I've learned and all the information that I have. So it gives me a good time to actually kind of like give back on a level that I can actually give back right now. So lately, probably today, speaking for today and yesterday, um, is, liberation. The feeling of being liberated, the feeling of freedom. The feeling of really coming into who you are. The feeling of really feeling whole. You know, that's the thought I had of last night. You know, um, I had this feeling of really like feeling myself And I'm not talking about like feeling well, or I'm not talking about like actually feeling myself, but I'm speaking of like feeling my being, you know, in its presence, and you know, it's two different feel. There's I can make a comparison of, when you're feeling your being, you're feeling whole. Like you're feeling, it's almost like if you're feeling solid, you're feeling stable, to where if you do reflect on, um, when you're feeling vulnerable, or when you're feeling like you have so much work, like you have a lot of work to do within yourself, or when you haven't reached a point to where you're happy with who you've become or who you are becoming, you know. So those are the two comparisons when you can make, and try to find, when I say I feel whole, you can actually try to find that place in you, and it's really just being in this moment. It's really just being in this now of, man, I feel so whole. Like I, I feel like the person that, is that I feel like the person that God has really been trying to get me to become, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, physically. You know, it's like we're on a journey. We're on a journey of becoming, and so it's quite natural for us to feel as if we've reached a good point on that journey. You know, and so I hope this is, I'm really speaking into where, in terms of, you can really, um, you know, understand what I'm saying. Because again, I didn't choose a subject until I turned the camera on. So most of the time, I'm just allowing, spirit to guide me. So the messages sometimes come in like a little choppy until I can go over them and really revise them and give it to you probably at the end, the whole message at the end of the video or something. Um, it's a lot of clarity going on, as far as, even for the twin flames, it's a lot of clarity, you know, um, you know, of believing. It's a lot of manifestation going on, and this morning, there was a quote that came, on my screen when I opened Instagram, and it read. I'm gonna read it to you. It reads, and this goes for both feminine and masculine energies. All right. It says, when a man or a woman no longer confuses themselves with the definition of themselves that others have given them. So we're gonna go over. I'm gonna use the female energy, and I'm gonna use the masculine energy. I'm sorry. When a man no longer confuses himself with the definition of himself that others have given him, he is at once universal and unique, authentic. He is universal by virtue of the inseparability of his organism from the cosmos. He is unique in that he is just this organism, and not any stereotype or role, class, or identity assumed for the convenience of social communication. That's truly powerful. Um, I mean, to really be so authentic that, you know, we don't have to, like, we're no longer trying to fit any type of stereotypical role. Um, we're no longer trying to identify in those roles. to form a certain type of dynamic, or for convenience of, you know, society's sake, or for convenience of our sake, you know, because we're really marrying like we're in, we've been taught to fall in love with image, you know, and it's it's really, I mean, that is a really powerful quote. You know, lately it's really been about authenticity as well. Like, it's really been about authenticity. It's really just been about, you know, just facing those things. And you have to go back, and I encourage you. You don't have to do anything if you don't want. But I encourage you um, to watch the video on um, breaking any energy patterns and love and communication, because that video, speaking about, you know, breaking the energy patterns, that video ties somewhat into this video of authenticity, because the video goes back and it talks about how, like, we have the people that taught us, our parentals, have taught us on the platform, on the foundation that their grandparents and their great grandparents and their great great grandparents taught us. And so we have to realize that we are carrying hundreds and hundreds of years of energy patterns with us. You know, and until we break those chains, they will continue to thrive in our lives. And it'll be, you know, the energy is so strong over 100 years, it'll be us being a slave to the energy rather than us being authentic to ourselves, to our true being. And so, you know, I even almost want to make this a series because it's so important on the chain, on the road to change and transformation. You know, because people would lack the uh, the wideness of how big energy play, how deep of a role energy plays into our lives. You know, being that we are energetic being, but if you haven't read, or if you're not really awakening, or if you know, you're not conscious, you're really not aware of you know, the truth of some things. And so it's very difficult when you look at your image. You know, you just see that person, you see the person that you've become, and it's not truly, you know, true. You know, you just, it's not, you know, it's like you're not that person that you see. You know, it's like, but being authentic is come up, and the only way that we can really be authentic, guys, is we must understand that we are carrying on the beliefs of the people that guided us. And once we get to a point, you know, usually when you start evolving, like, you get to the point to where you break away from certain beliefs, you break away from certain habits, you break away from certain people, you break away from the negativity, you know, you grow and you blossom into this person that has taken, you know, everything that they were given as a person and broke free from it if it didn't, if it wasn't part of the truth, your truth, you know. And so that's when we begin to be more authentic, you know, when we start to mature and decide for ourselves what it is that brings with us, or what it is that um, that melds with us, you know. what it is that's on the same frequency as us. And I think we begin to start the journey of becoming authentic within ourselves and breaking free of those energy patterns. But also we have to break free of the negative energy patterns that we've also created within our lives, whether that it's an addiction, whether that is, the negative thoughts that we're thinking about ourselves and our environment, we have to really get down with ourselves, and really, get to the point of, there's a lot of light in me, but yet there's a lot of darkness in me. And yet I can't, you know, I feel like the whole, journey is really balanced. It's being clean, it's cleanliness, it's clarity, it's light, and it's love. But all those things come when you have gotten rid of, you know, the dark energies, the ones that are so dark that they just suck the light out of your vibration. They just suck the highness out of your vibration. And once we get there, it's almost like, there's a scale here. This is darkness and this is light. And once we become balanced, with our with our two energies, then excuse me. Once we become balanced with our two energies, then it's almost as if one second. The yawn really completely messed me up. Like, I was in the middle of a great thought, oh. So I'm trying to get that back. Or catch the tune again. So balance it again. Once we balance our energies, then we're not really fighting for how can I say this? So I wish there was a rewind button that I can go back to, because once you're in the moment of speaking, like like channeling, then it's you really don't know what you said. I wish I could go back and listen to it and maybe start from where I was, but I can't. So I guess, what we're really trying to do is shine the light on our darkness. We're really trying to shine the light on our habits and all those things. We're really trying to break free of any shackles, holds on us. We're trying to break free so much that we're so open. Our souls and our hearts are so open that God can speak through us. That light can just really, that we are transparent. We are transparent, and as the sun hits us, we just can be, reflect a rainbow aura. That's really where we're trying to be. And I think if people, my thing is, my mission is really to get people to know that everyone wants happiness, everyone wants love, everyone wants joy, everyone wants the rainbow ending, but the true rainbow ending isn't the mansion. The true rainbow ending is being so transparent. Being so transparent that you are attracting also the abundance, but you're so transparent, like you're so clean, and you know that's where it comes in, where there's a lot of millionaires out there with very little happiness. And there's also a lot of poor people with very little happiness. So we're not going to use that analogy of there's a lot of millionaires out there that's unhappy, and then there's a lot of poor people that's happy. You know, we can switch that around. I mean, it goes both ways. It's all up to the individual. It has very little to do with your financial status. You know, transparency is where we're really trying to be. You and we're trying to be whole. And when you come down to being whole, and you come down to realizing that there are darkness in you that you need to face to make your life better. And these days we are facing our darkness. This morning I was just thinking about, I read a quote like, "I've seen your light, show me your darkness." I can love your light, but show me your darkness. Or it's very easy to love your light, let me see your darkness. you know and I'm facing my darkness. I'm realizing as I realize the generational energy that is within our family. And like I said, that energy, is those chains are breaking with me. And as I look and observe, because I know what they are, God is slowly revealing them to me. And as I understand and see what they are, I'm facing those shadows of myself. I'm facing that darkness within myself, especially because they've had so much of an influence on my life in the past, within my relationships, within the way that I felt about myself, within my ability to really communicate, like my ability to really express myself. Man, that is a serious energy block within our family. Is just our ability to really communicate what we feel, our ability to really communicate how we feel and why we feel without getting angry or upset or feel threatened or this or that, feeling like you don't want people to judge you, so you don't really express. That ends here. And so you have to face that shadowness of yourself. You have to face, like, man, I've been a really prideful person. You have to face, like, the areas of your life that hold you back from growth. It's like we have to be authentic. That's all I'm saying. And the only way to be authentic is really to face what it is that is holding on and that is attached to us. Even with love, like even with love at this time in my life, I feel like, okay, so a few days ago, it's like, I'm feeling like, man, I'm a real true, twin flame. I found my true love, and I just really just, want to be with my partner, and I just really want to start a family, and I really want to, like, change the world, and I really want to, like, have great communication. And it's like, everything is peaches and cream. I haven't talked to you in 6 months, blah blah blah. I still love you, blah blah blah. And then, you know but and then so yesterday I'm just like, I really feel this freedom of myself, of really feeling so unattached, like feeling that that's what I want. That's what I would love, to just have an extremely harmonious relationship with the person that is a part of me. But at the same time, if that doesn't occur, if we don't merge, in a intimate type of way, my mindset is, okay, then I must move forward. Okay, then maybe the universe, maybe God is just like, no, she's not good for you, or vice versa. But another thing is being completely unattached, to the outcomes, you know, being unattached to um, being with your twin flame or not. You know, it's like, you know, today I'm just, another quote came to me. It's like, you know, on Instagram, it's just like, you know, don't get attached to, because you don't know who people are talking to. You don't know who they wish to be with. You don't know who they're having sex with. You don't know, you know, you just don't know. And, you know, it's less about, that quote touched me in a way, because it's less about the other person. It's more about teaching you, the individual reading the quote, that, you know, you need to be safe. You know, it's not trying to, you know, Google who you think your partner is being with. It's not really on an investigation or search. You know, trying to find out who the person you enjoy or like is being with. This is about, you know, um, providing security for yourself, your emotional, your mental stability for yourself, because nothing is guaranteed. It's not even guaranteed that your twin flame is going to come back to you. You know, and like, it's something that you have to think about. You know what I'm saying? It's like, people have been on this journey. Most people were 15 years and they still don't have their twin. And I understand this is about doing the work. I understand this is about doing the work, but you can only do the work. You know, so if you're in your spiritual essence, if you have, you know, completely tapped in and like are secure in your spiritual essence with God, and you are practicing and developing your talents that God has given you, and yet your twin is over there having sex with God knows who knows, not meditating, not doing the work, not doing any self-reflection, is still ego based, is not even thinking about you, is, you know, like doing drugs, is drinking, is partying, is just, you know, like completely not grounded. And you're over here just believing that everything is going to be together. You know, it's like, man, you just have to know that you love somebody, you know, and like, and just be completely unattached of the outcome for your health and for your safety, for your emotional health, because really this is about being healthy. You know, this is about being healthy. This is about being, you know, wealthy. This is about mental, physical, emotional, spiritual well-being. You know, this is about being whole. This is about being renewed, you know, in Christ. This is about God. This is about love. This is about activating your light body, which is your God self. You know, there's a lot of people, you know, walking around speaking about calling themselves gods, and have really no idea. You know, they have no idea. There's a lot of, and this one is like the big kicker to me. There's a lot of you know, people talking about putting so much emphasis on black people, or black people being, you know, the chosen race or whatever. And, you know, we may have extra abilities, you know, and we may be even lacking in some areas. You know, like that's just the balance of everything. You know, and I think, you know, it bothers me because it's not really about the abilities. You know, I think I've read some things, and it's just, I think that like people may be, you know, way back in the day were a lot more spiritual, you know, and I think that's the energy that a lot of black people carry, is just that they may be, you know, a lot more connected. Um, but even so, you can't say that. Like, even so, everyone is supposed to be awakening. But even so, you can't say that, because everyone's not going to make it. You know, like everyone's not going to be alive on Earth, incarnated here on Earth. And, you know, so I don't know. You know, when God is ready to reveal everything, you know, regarding those things, then I will share it with you. But until then, man, you know, we're coming up on 30 minutes. I hope to see you guys tomorrow and hear from you tomorrow. Again, if you have any questions, email me at evolvingconscious at gmail.com. You can also find me on Instagram at Evolving Conscious, as well as Facebook as Evolving Conscious. I have a online clothing store called Evolving Conscious that I will leave the link below. If I feel like if you're looking for twin flame, and if you're looking for evolutionary information, then my clothing store probably would be a good match for you. So I will leave the link below, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good